So unless you've been living under a rock, I'm pretty sure you already know about hashtag Brickgate. Robache, I think that's how you pronounce your name, got hit with a brick. We're gonna discuss a little bit of that, but I got a bigger fish to fry. So my man, I need y'all to lock in. Here we go. Hit the intro. Yo, Spades Gang. Welcome to a brand new episode of the BK Spadez Show. I am your host, the BK Spadez, and I am here with my very lovely co-host,
Novacaine, baby. Hey, guys.
All right, yeah. Do me a favor and make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. Novacaine, let them know what else they got to do for us.
Head on over to Apple Podcasts, leave us a 5-star review and a written review, and head on over to Spotify, leave us another 5-star rating.
Y'all already know all the other shtick. The BK Spadez Show, where society meets pop culture. That's still a true fact, and this is what we're doing today. Anyway, if you've been anywhere on Twitter, X, whatever it's called, Facebook groups, all over TikTok, there has been a discourse about hashtag Brickgate, right? Like everybody's been chiming in and everybody has an opinion about it. And we're going to talk about some of that today. Um, when you first heard about this, Novacaine, what was your immediate reaction?
Definitely, of course, sad frustration. And I also was with another black woman being attacked by a man from rejection. So it was like, kind of like a numb feeling because it's like I'm always going to hear this news, but it was also like, damn, sad
Yeah.
frustration.
Initially, man, I was like, oh, this is sad. Like, where are we in society where women can't walk down the street and, not say no? Like,
Hmm.
it's becoming to a point where you guys don't have the options just to reject someone
Hmm.
in any capacity. She
And it's
didn't
kind of
deserve to be
weird.
hit with a brick.
No, she didn't deserve to be hit with a brick. You know what's crazy? Even to this day, and I have a man and everything like that. I'm very secure in my relationship, but it's still very hard for me to reject men. Like sometimes I be nervous and my anxiety be going all the way up because it's like, damn, is it my turn now? I've
And
already had like, of course, the tongue lashings. Well, you ugly anyway. You're an ugly bitch anyway. Things like that. But it's like, damn, am I going to be assaulted with the rejection?
that
And it's sad. It's
as a
sad
as a
and it's scary a little bit.
I can understand that. As a person, as a male, we don't go through those things as much as women do. And I saw some statistics from like 2011 while I was doing my research for some of this video or some of this show today. And it was saying that they asked, I think, 1,000 women, 1,000 people, uh, about their cat calling. I can't remember exact. I don't have that. You know what? That is a lie. I do have that.
See
So,
what had happened was BK lying.
um, so it's this article is called it's from garbo.io/blog, and it's basically talking about an article from the California State University study, and it says 25% of women who are catcalled said that catcalling led to the catcaller inappropriately touching them, and 20% said the catcaller followed them whether or not they confronted or ignored them. That's
That's
wild.
wild.
99% experienced street harassment and
You
about
said 99?
65%. Yes. So this is
Nine.
from the
Nine.
a 2007 online survey conducted by the Stop Street Harassment. It's a nonprofit.
Okay.
And it said 99% experienced street harassment and about 65% said that they were harassed on a monthly basis. All included male victims as well. In their second survey, which was in 2008, that's the next year, they found that of its 916 female respondents, 40% said they are hunked at, 94% of females responded were whistled at, and about 45% said they've been a target of sexist comments in public at least 25 times in their life. 75% were followed by a stranger in public. And and I wanted to bring that up really fast in the context of Roe, because the first thing that happened was, from a lot of the men online that I saw, was she's lying. Automatically they was like she was lying. And then they did the thing that annoyed me even more so as a man. They went, and as a black man at that, because they went back and then they found her old social medias, and then they used that against her in this narrative here. And on her social media, the couple of clips I seen, by the time I saw her social media, I think she deleted most of these. There were these videos where she was walking around and she was slapping. It was a couple of white guys, 3 white guys, I think it was, and they were saying, "Oh, see, look at her. She's disrespectful. She brought this on herself." It was a skit. These people literally
Mm,
consented to these skits. Like, y'all brought up a
mm.
history of someone and didn't even have the real information. You guys are no better than the mainstream media. And I know I sound like one of them people, but let's just be real here.
It's
Mainstream
real.
media does this. They
It's
go out
real.
and they get a black man and they post his face, and then they go find mugshots. Victims sometimes. They find mugshots of victims. And this is the same thing. Like, why would you do that to this woman? Whether you agree with her skits or agree with her philosophy or agree with how she decided to live her life, she was still hit in the face. That's violence against a person, let alone a woman. That's violence against a person. Like, why would you try to dismantle who she is to paint the narrative in the way you wanted to, when the reality is she didn't deserve to be hit in the face with a brick, no matter what her attitude was to the person that was asking for her number.
That's wild.
I'm sorry for the rant, but it boggles my mind that it brings up this conversation of the being a protector. And we've had this conversation before. Black men not protecting our black women.
We're not
And
protecting each other, period. Black women, women with black women, black men with black men, you know.
it's
I'm
a
gonna start
lot.
cussing real bad. I'm about to start cussing real bad. Like
Don't curse real bad, but
it's so wild because everyone is like we are the only ones that don't see the power within ourselves. Like
facts.
everyone on this earth is biting us right now. Just imagine if we just had an easy weensy teeny bit of unity in the real world, because y'all be posting anything on the internet and y'all do not practice what you preach.
No.
But if we had just a little bit of unity in the real world, we wouldn't have these all of these issues. We wouldn't feel like, you know, oh, I'm not protected. Oh, anytime I go out here, I gotta watch my back for my own brothers and sisters. Like, when are we going to be able to see this in our lifetime? Is this something that's going to change? It's definitely not going to change overnight, of course. But it's like, what type of what is going on in these households? Like, I understand everybody want to bump and grind. A lot of people don't agree to abortion and adoption, but you raise these kids and you're not teaching them shit. Then they grow up to go out here, get rejected, and you harming someone that did nothing to you but reject you. Hurt, maybe your little ego is hurt, maybe. But you decide to hit her with a brick. There was a whole nother story about. I feel like we've already talked about this story months ago about how the man shot the woman outside the store in New York and killed
Yeah,
her.
we did. We did talk about that at some point.
Like
We've talked about a few of these even in private. Like this is nothing new at
it's
this point.
nothing new. So why it's like one of those things that's like, why is it constantly happening? We want everybody to respect us. I hate to fucking say it. We're not getting the respect, bruh. It's done. The respect is gone. I really appreciate the men in my life because it's like it's so hard, it's disheartening, like to and so hard to deal with and come to the realization that men out here in this world, outside of the ones that hit hold near and dear, a lot of them ain't shit.
But that hit hard. I think it's a lot of good men out here, but we are at this point, especially for our younger generation, there have been nothing but we everything's been built on misogyny in a sense. And to break a cycle like that, it is very difficult to do, but we will not be able to break the cycle if we don't proactively attempt to break the cycle. We are the generation that learned from the previous generation all the toxic and hateful and things that we decided was not good enough from our parents, our grandparents. We watched this stuff and we took it all in, and then we were like, we're going to change it. And we've been doing a great job at that.
I
But the
will say
one
that,
But the
but
one thing that we have not been able to or attempted to really put a dent in is a lot of the misogynistic ways when it comes through our media, our music. We're not in control of it, and we're not actively trying to be in control of it either. Someone else is. And that stuff has an impact on our community because it's the TV shows that our kids watch. It's the movies that our kids watch. It's the songs that our kids, and I am not one of them people that says hip hop bad, stop listening to it. It's in all music. It's in all music. It's something negative in all music. But you cannot say that hip hop is not one of the most influential musics in the past 10, 15, 20 years.
I'll give you
It is
20.
very influential.
I'll
We
give you
we're
20 years.
you can't say that. So the reason that it is so important for us to take control of it is because we're not writing our own reality. But the fact that we're not writing our own reality, the reality that is being written for us, is now becoming our reality. Those things that those rappers in the 2000s were rapping about are now just everyday reality.
And it's a little sad. And that's not taken away from the ones that's not living that lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? But it's like that's all we see.
It is. That's
You
it.
know?
And it is so damaging. But we got to
There's
get
this
off this.
thing. Oh, I'm sorry. There's this
No, no,
thing
no.
that
Go ahead.
Kevin Hart says that goes, everybody want to be rich but don't want to put the work in, or something he says like that. And I think that works in a lot of different ways. Like we want the success, we want unity, we want to be protected, we want all of these things, but no one wants to put the work in.
Facts. And I think, speaking of wanting to be protected, we keep talking the big game, but a big contention in our community as a whole, and just the community between men and women is always been a divide there. But a big divide right now is this whole street harassment thing. Men act like it don't happen, and women are literally telling you that they go through this every day. And we get on this online thing and we argue with each other to say this is not happening to me. But this is the same thing. We are continually divided over the smallest of things that could be fixed and rectified if we just took the time out to fix it. It's the same argument we've been having about racism. Black people say racism exists. White people say it doesn't exist to me.
It
Argument
definitely
there. Like
exists.
we all know it exists. We all see these things. Just like we see these women. Oh, a lot of women go through this street harassment thing, and we act like it's no big deal. or we tell them to get over it, or we telling them that they're exaggerating. One of the arguments to bring this back around to Ro was, well, I seen her online stuff. Maybe she had an attitude. If she did, that doesn't justify being hit with a
That-
brick, first and
okay.
foremost. But two, if she did have an attitude, after I saw these statistics, and after I've seen countless woman after woman after woman after woman after woman either get hurt, be terrified, and talk about their experiences on Reddit, on X, on Facebook, on TikTok, in lives everywhere. At what point do we look up at ourselves as men and say, okay, this is a real issue? Like, how do you not believe them at this point? If a person, a woman, role for instance, if she had an attitude when that guy asked her for the number, how long has she been out? How long has she been on the street today? Hmm? Did you ever think about that? Do you know how many times women, especially in bigger cities, get cat called? You don't, because we don't go through it as much as women do. Men, maybe 20% of men has ever been cat called. I've been cat called like twice in my life, compared to most women who get
Most
cat
women
called
get
every time they go out the door, several times a day.
several times a day.
You know, you a woman.
And it's crazy
You
too because
know.
it be for me because I guess I ain't like drop dead gorgeous or whatever. I mean, I'm pretty or whatever,
Oh, don't
but definitely
shortchange
for
yourself
me,
now.
it definitely I feel like two reasons. Like I know when I'm glowing, I can feel it like from the inside, and I automatically get more attention on those days. And of course, when I'm like super feminine, so it's like it is a lot. It is a lot. Whether it's a cat call or not, like the stairs. I hate stairs.
So people
Please
just be
stop
looking at you like,
staring.
yeah, what's up?
Please stop staring. If you're driving in the car, you see me crossing the street, do not almost get in a car crash. For any woman. And I'm seeing it
Uh,
happen in real time. It'd be wild. It'd be very,
Listen,
really, really, really wild. When you're on the train, this happens to me on the morning commute. I've seen it happen to myself. I've seen it happen to other women. Just staring, act like you in your phone, but you're staring. Stop being a creep. And it kind of feels like I don't know if it's because like I've been extra aware since COVID, but like it wasn't as creepy out here in the world.
I can't look. I'm from a smaller city, so we ain't got like trains and stuff to be hopping on left and right. But if I were a woman, I would be damn terrified to go on a subway, to be on a bus, to go out at night. Like, it's
Do you
almost,
know the things we have to do just to be safe? Men don't have to think about, oh, I have to hold my keys a certain way. Oh, let me get my pepper spray ready. Oh, let me get my taser ready. Men don't have to think about that when they just walk into the store.
imagine being
I
afraid.
don't go anywhere
Not
at
you.
night by myself anymore.
I'm talking to the fellas again. Imagine being afraid just to go check your mailbox right across down the hall.
Imagine being in your own building, in my building I live in right now. And I went to go check the mail one day. It was like only 8 o'clock. And I was scared shitless because of how people were staring.
I don't even want my wife to be. She say stuff like, "Hey, I gotta go to the store," and I'm like, "Well, I guess we going to the store then.
We
Let's
going
go.
to the store. We going to the store.
Let me go
I
ahead and
think one.
let
I
me go ahead
think
and
it was
pack it up
like
with you."
when I did that. I straight up told Bay. I was like, "Nah, I ain't never doing that again." He was like, "You okay?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Well, why you say that?" I was like, "Because there's some creepy people in this building."
While we're on the subject of women being out by themselves, listen, you guys have to be, and I hate the fact that you have to be so hyper aware about what's going on, but I've seen videos of women just recently, videos of women walking to their car. Guy tried to get in the passenger. Follow her to a car. Try to get in the passenger side. If you see a guy
That's
following you,
wild.
walk back into the store and find somebody that works at the store to escort you to your car. Okay, please do me that favor. Um,
No,
if you
that's
see
wild.
somebody, if you see someone parked in a van with the door towards your car, don't get in your car. Don't go to your car.
I
Have
just,
somebody escort you to the car.
it's crazy that we gotta even do that.
I agree. It's crazy that we have to ask people to protect themselves when we have to ask women to protect themselves when we can just not be creepy. It's just that easy. It's just that easy.
I mean, I understand like as a woman we outnumber men and we're probably looked at as more fragile and easy
I mean, that's not always the
to
case.
over yeah, that's not always the case. Cause looks can be deceiving. I'm about to get me a gun.
Look, whatever y'all need to do to protect yourselves, do
That's
that.
my
Trust
American right.
your when you are out in these streets, trust your gut. If somebody looks unfamiliar to you, they and when I by unfamiliar, if somebody looking sketchy to you, they being sketchy. All right. Just assume that they're being sketchy and then take steps to protect yourself, even if they're not.
My
If you
anxiety
see
is
me
like
walking,
crazy.
if you see me and we turn this down the same aisle 3, 4 times, go get a clerk. I'm gonna be like, dang, she think I was being sketchy. I'm like, well, maybe I should have took that right. Damn, you know, like I don't look. I'm not saying I just need you to protect yourself at all costs.
I be peeping myself doing that too. Like if it seems like I'm following somebody, or like if I look in someone's direction too many times, it's like, all right, I'm about to start looking this way now.
Yeah, like I was driving somewhere recently, just today, and the car in front of me was going the same way I was going, and it was annoying me that he's going the same place. I'm like, I'm not following you, but it looked like I'm following you. So now, let me just hang back a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But
I'm stressed.
I really would love for women to start being more aware of their surroundings and your daughters too. Don't let them just go out willy nilly by themselves either. If you can take a buddy,
And
and
men
make
stop
sure
being
you pay attention.
creepy.
And men, stop being creepy.
Like,
That's number one. Let's get back around to this because we're specifically talking about street harassment.
yeah.
And we kind of got off a little bit, but still important conversation. Um, so with the situation with Roe, we all know what happened. I'm really not going to go into details because the twists and turns of believing, unbelieving, whether she's being truthful or not, she's presented police reports. They said they weren't real. Then she presented hospital reports. They said it weren't real. They said she didn't have blood, but then the hospital said there were blood. So going back and forth with all of that is just a whole nother thing. But I wanted to use this conversation to talk about the street harassment because I think that's a growing issue within a lot of communities. Women are not being able to come
Mhm.
home, just like we have all this awareness and conversation surrounding police brutality and black men not coming home. I think it's important for us to also shine a light on street harassment. And even though it's not like a huge number yet, which is great that the number's not huge. And I don't have the distinct statistic about street harassment because there haven't been a whole lot of like exclusive major studies. So I don't know, unless something major happened, a murder or something like that was to happen, then we find out about it. But I think it's important for us now to start talking about these things so we can slow it down where it won't escalate to these violent moments. And maybe we can inspire somebody to get the help that they need
Yeah.
to understand rejection and not take rejection to a violent point.
Yeah.
Because this could have been fatal for Ro. Whether you like her or not, whether you like her politics or not, all of that is irrelevant when the fact that he picked up the brick and he hit
And
her.
hit her.
That
Yeah.
could have been her life. And that's the
Yeah.
issue for me there. So, what is street harassment? Go ahead, Nova Kane. You got it.
Street harassment includes unwanted comments, gestures, or acts directed at someone in a public space without their consent.
If you're watching
Simple.
this, you can pause it if you want to. If we're moving too fast, but we only got an hour, people. So
And we
let's,
did go off topic for at least 20 minutes of that.
yeah, as you can see, this is a very serious situation for us. We've
Yeah.
had conversations about abuse on this show before, and apparently it's something that we should continue to push to the
Yeah.
forefront of topics.
Yeah.
All right. So street harassment includes some of the following unwanted behavior. By the way, before you read that, Novocaine,
Hmm.
I got this from rain.org, RAINN.org. If you want to go read the article that has some really great information there, we got a chunk of it here. So go ahead, Novocaine.
Oh wow! I just skimmed through it for a little bit and it just triggered. Following unwanted,
Trigger warning.
yeah, trigger warning for sure. Um, so these are some of the unwanted behaviors. Comments, requests, and demands. Commented on physical appearance, such as someone's body or the clothing they're wearing. So, a a little ma in the yellow pants with that fat ass. That one.
Yeah.
Continuing to talk to someone after they have asked to be left alone. That one. That's the one that bothers me the most. Like, I already told you I'm good. The whole I got a man. Like, what they got to do with me? I hate that response. Like, you should just be like, okay, cool, because I do have a man. And if I
Yeah.
wasn't, and if I didn't have a man, I would have been like, nah, I'm good. And then you
You
still would
know,
have been talking to me. So that's the one that might be that might be top three for sure of the most irritating ones. And I feel like that specific line leads to more harassment and then to a situation like Roe.
I remember how men recently here was saying, well, I thought women wanted us to be persuasive and pursue them. You guys got to understand that
Read the room.
again, this is things that has been building for years at this point. We are past the point of where that is okay. Once she says no, is no. And it's got to be that way until we all get comfortable with each other again and we all understand what boundaries are. Because right now it's looking like y'all don't know what a boundary is. No is no, even when it's verbal.
Even when it's verbal. Free game. If she doesn't give you the cute eyes, keep it moving. If you
I don't
don't know
even
what
know
the
what the
cute
cute
eyes
eyes
are,
is.
ask your mother.
Oh my gosh. Read the next doggone.
Um, Flashing. Wow, that happened to me before as well, unfortunately.
Can I ask a question? Why do men feel like women want to see their junk all the time? I don't understand it.
I don't even want it. Like,
That's the point. Like, I don't want to show nobody nothing they don't want to see. Like, is it just a thing where you like, oh my god, you seen it now? I feel fulfilled. Is that what it
now I'm
is?
supposed to just be like, oh, fall on it.
What is the
No,
correct response? Like, there is no response that I feel like
I
is
should have.
warranted for that.
Older me probably would have hit him in it. Like, but I was like, damn, I was only 18 when that happened to me. That's wild as shit. 18 years old, and the dude was like, what you gonna do with this? And I said, nigga, nothing. Excuse me.
Well, we just that's our N-word quota for the season.
For the season. But that was definitely one of those moments where he was definitely that. I'm sorry. Like, and then I was dealing with another dude, and he was like not too far. So it's like, what are you talking about? What is this?
People, if nobody asks to see it, now if they're not throwing you beads at Mardi Gras, they don't want to see it. I've been flashed a few times in my younger years,
Ladies,
and
don't be flashing the dudes if he don't want you.
it was drive-by flashing, so I don't think the
Oh, I think
intention
that might have
was.
happened a few times to some people. Dang.
Yeah, so I guess that counts. And
Let's
that's
get
as
back
much as we
into it.
elaborate. We gotta get through the
Let's get
rest of
into
this. Here
this
we go.
mess. Following or stalking. Mm-mm. Groping. Mm-mm. Intentionally invading personal space or blocking the way. Persistent requests for someone's name, number, or other information.
Hold up, before we go there, this whole intentionally invading personal space or blocking the way, at that point, my good sir, you are basically kidnapping. I'm gonna need you not to do that. And if they do that, call the police. Get away,
It is.
get away with your life,
One
and then
time
call
we
the
were in
police.
a lift and the man hit the lock button on us. My homegirl was like, "What are you doing?" Yeah, this like back in 2017, 2016.
It
Yeah.
wasn't like the automatic lock was it? Because my car locks automatic. Most cars
No,
do that.
you know how you put the car in park and
Hmm.
the doors unlock. You know
Yeah.
how the cars do like that. So the doors were already unlocked because he put it in the park so we could get out. But he was trying to finish his statement or something. But like we were trying to actively get out the car and he hit the lock.
Oh, man, don't do that. Don't do that, people.
Yeah.
What's wrong with
Yeah.
y'all? I'm sorry. We was at persistent request for someone's name,
Yeah, I
number, or
saw
other
it because
info.
this next part that's gonna make me shoot somebody. Public masturbation or touching. Hmm.
I've actually seen that live a few times from
Me
other men,
too.
older, creepy men. I'm like, yo,
Me too.
again, why is this a
They
thing?
might be
Well,
sick.
I
They might be sick. Those ones
either
like
that
that, they might be sick. But that
or
goes back to
exhibitionist.
it goes back to protecting your family and your friends. If you know your family and your friend is losing it, they need help. Sometimes it's hard to help yourself. They need
Yeah.
that extra love, that extra support. Unfortunately, some people just need that shit.
Is that what designer just got hit for like what a few
Mm-hmm.
days ago? Well, he got hit what last year or something like that, and he just got
Mm-hmm.
sentenced for it basically. He got
Mm-hmm.
like 2 years probation or something like that.
Something like that. Wow.
And forever on the sex offenders list. So there's the thing. All right, let's continue.
Sexist, racist, homophobic, transphobic slurs, or any comments insulting or demeaning an aspect of someone's identity. Showing
So
pornographic images without someone's consent. Staring. Taking a photo of someone without their consent. Telling someone to smile. Upskirting, which is taking a photo of a skirt or dress without that person's permission. Using the mirror to look up someone's skirt or dress without the permission. Whistling. Hold up, wait, time out. I just thought about something. All those dudes that was in high school talking about some where my hug at, would that be classified as groping?
mm, um I would say no, but only if they were groping you while they were hugging you. But
Okay, like
also,
feeling on you.
yeah, but also if you were like don't hug me and they hugged you anyway, then yes, I
Then,
think it would be.
that'll be groping.
Also, fellas, when you at the club, just because that woman is dressed nice does not mean you get to smack her booty when she walk by.
If
You
you
don't get
see
to do
her
that either.
friends smacking her butt, don't smack her butt.
Yeah, that's not for you. You don't have consent for that unless she says yes. You can smack it. Do not. It's not for you, sir. All right. So,
I'm gonna smack
what
you.
can I do if street harassment happens to me? If you
If you
experience street
oh,
harassment, oh, you got it. You want to read it? You can read it. Go
no,
ahead. You
no,
can
no.
read.
I don't know. I don't know. I gotta get my thoughts together.
All right.
That list just took me out, bruh. Like
It was a pretty massive list.
that list just and you know what's wild? Just about everything on that list has happened to me.
Seriously? Sorry.
Yeah. Yes, throughout, especially throughout life. That's
Also,
wild.
women can be gropers as well. So if anybody is groping you or touching you or doing these things to you, it is
Young
inappropriate. If it's
ladies,
unwanted, it's inappropriate.
young ladies, don't be touching on them boys. That's athletes. Leave them
So
alone.
we just saw this with Gaston at Disney, where Gaston got that woman up out of there because she was feeling on his chest. Gaston was like, "I'm having none of that. Get your hands up off me, lady. Unhand me."
That's wild.
I'm just saying. All right. What can I do if street harassment happens to me? If you experience street harassment, remember that it's not your fault. Street harassment is never a compliment and it's never okay. Everyone has the right to feel safe in public spaces. There is no one right way to respond to someone who is harassing you because street harassment is about power and intimidation. And there is often a reasonable fear of further violence. It is essential to trust your gut in these situations. Though you are in no way responsible for the actions of those harassing you, it may be useful to learn about strategies that can help you feel more safe. Go
Sad.
somewhere safe. If you are being followed on the street or feel that your physical safety is in danger, go into a local business, a store, a coffee shop, or an apartment building lobby where the harasser may be discouraged from following you, or where you can get help from a security guard or a store clerk or anybody that's there can help you if they see you're in danger. But you have to find a way to get away. Um, this happens everywhere, by the way. It happens at home, it happens in foreign countries. This is it feels like a epidemic of people just wanting to throw themselves on other people and expect them to just take it or see how far they can go. So make sure you guys are really again being vigilant and finding places to go to get some help from the surrounding area. You got anything to add?
I'm still collecting myself.
All right. It continues. Report. If the street harassment occurs outside of a business or a public transportation, you can report the behavior. If you can guess the employer or oh dang. If you can guess the employer of the person harassing you, for instance, if they are working on a construction site, why they always doing this to construction workers? Is construction workers like really like the biggest target for
I wonder
this?
if it's because they. Do you think construction workers see the most amount of people? Like when it comes to like working on the day to day, like especially construction workers during the day.
So
I
it's
don't
not
know.
them
Maybe
just
because
picking
I
on them.
live in a city.
It's more like a proximity thing because they'll be the most
Maybe
likely to see people walking by up and down the street.
that's what I was thinking. But like it depends because construction happen everywhere. I don't know. I don't know. But
Even
you're right.
it just seems like even in movies and TV shows, there's always a construction worker. It's never like the valet or something.
It's never the barber, and we know how those go. God forgive me. I should never said that.
I have barber
It's never the
friends.
basketball coach. God forgive me. Nova, if you don't stop.
She just out here just calling everybody out, huh? All right. If they are working on the construction site, you can report the harassment to the company. Some
Mm,
forms of street harassment, such as groping, flashing, and following, are legally recognized and you can report them to law enforcement.
mm,
Do what, and this is important, do what is best for you. And I cannot stress that one enough. If you feel like this is happening to you and you want to report it, report it.
mm-hmm,
Do not take the other person's feeling. If you feel like you have been harassed, report it. If you feel like that's a
mm-hmm,
step for you, do it. Do it because if you they did it to you, they did it to other people, and they may have been reported already. But protect yourself. The best thing to do if you are being harassed is whatever will make you feel most safe and comfortable. You are in no way obligated to respond to a harasser or to report them. See, though responding to or reporting a harasser can be empowering, it can also be exhausting and potentially unsafe. Trust your judgment. Do what feels right. If you want to report them, report them. Okay. Do not let them sit here and just walk away and you are hurt or upset about something, and now you are carrying that weight. Don't carry that weight. You got this one?
I got you.
Are you
Yes.
okay? Are you
Yes.
good?
I'm good now. I was listening to that last part. Do not carry that weight. Heavy on that.
Man, because that stuff can really take a toll on you.
It can take a toll. For sure, for
And
sure.
the article, and I didn't get that part here because I really would like for you to go to the article because they did a really good job on coming up with these things. So I had to save a little for the article because we're not affiliated with them like that. We're not affiliated with them at all.
At all. We don't know them people.
All right.
How can I help? If you see street harassment happening, there are a few ways you can potentially help if you feel safe enough to do so. When in doubt, assume you should help. If you are not sure whether a situation is harassment or not, assume that it is and ask the person being harassed if they need help. You can say something like, "Are you okay?" Or, "Are they bothering you?" Step in. If you can, practice bystander intervention by calling out the harasser on what they just did and why it was not acceptable. You can say something like, "You just touched that man when he didn't want you to. That's not okay. Stop harassing people." All right, now, use your judgment on this one, guys.
Yeah, most
Use your
definitely.
judgment. Use your judgment on this one because you don't want to say exactly this sentence because that could result into a fight.
Yeah.
Um, Check in with the person being harassed. If you see harassment occur, consider asking the person who was harassed if they are okay and if they need any help. Report. You can report that you witnessed harassment to public transportation officials, law enforcement, or the harasser's employer. There is something I really want to say about this part,
Okay.
especially those first three bulletins.
All right.
Bulletins, first 3 points.
Bullet points.
Bullet points. And I say bulletins. First three bullet points, right? If you are exercising helping somebody out, you're not just letting it happen. Congratulations, you are a main character. Only NPCs stand there and let things happen.
Additionally, um, back in the same helping out category, and we brought this up earlier. We're finna get into a point that you brought up earlier, Novacaine. Never blame the victim if someone tells you about street harassment they have experienced. The best thing you could
Mhm.
do is to listen without judgment and tell them that they did not deserve what happened. You should never reduce their experiences by saying things like, "This happened to you because you're so beautiful," or maybe you shouldn't have worn that dress today. That's an important fact, by the way. Never blame the victim for something that was out of their control. It doesn't matter what a person's wearing. It doesn't matter how a person looks. It doesn't matter what that person is attracted to or what they said that day or how drunk they were. If a person harasses them, that's not on them. That person needs to control themselves. Share your experiences. If you feel comfortable doing so, talk with people in your life about street harassment when it occurs. This can
Mhm.
not only let others know that they are not alone in these experiences, but can help to raise awareness of the frequency of street harassment and its harmful effects among those who haven't experienced it. I have no idea why I held that S out like that, but I did. Anyway, call out your friends. If
Mm.
you witness your friend harassing someone on the street by catcalling them, whistling, making a sexual comment, repeatedly asking for their information, etc., etc., tell your friends to stop. Take time to explain to them why what they did was harassment and that it is wrong. I will say this: if you are around me and I can see that you were trying, and I can only talk about this from the male perspective, and I see the young lady you were trying to talk to and she's getting annoyed, I would say, "Hey, I don't think she feeling you like that." That's just my way of saying, "All
Mhm.
right, that's enough. Walk away, bro. She ain't
Mhm.
feeling it. You getting on her nerves. You're overstepping yourself. You're overstepping the boundaries." Um, You ready to read this last one? Or you got
Let's
anything
do
to
it.
add to that last one?
Nope.
Just say no.
No, I didn't have anything. Unfortunately, I mean, it's just such a heavy topic. I didn't realize how heavy it was going to get when you were like, "Yeah, we're going to do it this way." I was just like, "Okay, let's go."
You know, we have a way of digging into heavy topics.
And then like that past, like honestly, these past few years, it hasn't been too bad, but like especially starting in like the dating world and things, very,
Hmm.
very weird.
I've only been um, groped maybe twice, and these was years apart from each other. And when it happened, I didn't even. I think we talked about one of them when we was at a party. I was at a party, and they felt us up to get into the party. Um, I didn't even realize that's what was happening. You know, it didn't cross my mind that it bothered me or that it was wrong or anything like that. It was like, oh, that happened. And for a lot of people, it's like that, you know, if they don't experience it like that. But we're now more aware. Now, had I had all the information now,
Mm-hmm.
10, 15, 20 years ago, um, I think I would have had a different response to what had happened. But I didn't know, you know what I'm saying? And if you are going through this, I really one, if you need therapy, if you feel like you need therapy, just go get the therapy. It's okay. It was enough to bother you. It's enough for you to go get therapy over it. Okay. Um, we didn't even get to the statistics that I had. I just realized
You said some statistics in the beginning.
some.
You said some
But
in the beginning.
I just run this before we go. Um, there are like out of three or four women have been verbally harassed.
3 out of 4,
Three
seventy-five
out of
percent.
four. 77% of women have been verbal sexual harassment, 77%. For men, 34%. Unwelcome sexual touching, 51% for women. For men, 17%. Cybersexual harassment, women, 41%, men, 22%. Being physically
Interesting.
being physically followed, 34% for women, 12% for men. Unwanted genital flashing, 30% for women, 12% for men. I guess I'm in that 12%. Sexual assault, 27% for women, 7% for men. And let's see, this survey was in what? I think it's 2018,
Okay, they probably
2017.
do it every few years.
Yeah. And again, this is very underrepresented because a lot of people don't report all this. It's so much happening that it's almost impossible to find everything because again, people don't talk about it. They just
Yeah.
kind of let it go. And it's even, and I'm gonna link this one too. This is from NPR, by the way.
Okay.
Victims suffering from anxiety and depression felt anxious or depressed. 31% of women, 20% of men. So this stuff affects you mentally as well.
Mm-hmm. Oh yes, we just saw that in real time.
Yeah, and women change their whole daily routine, their regular
Yeah.
routines. 23%, men 12%. Ended a
Oh,
relationship, friendship, or romantic. 15% of women, 12% of men. That's the closest I think I've seen any of this. Filed
say
an
that one
official
again.
report. Oh, ending friendships and
Friendships or
relationships.
relationships.
15% for women, 12% for men.
Yeah, that's the closest.
Filed an official report to an authority figure, such as the police. 10% of women, 5% of men.
Whoa.
See, these people don't even no one's reporting. It's underreported. So it could be way more massive than we know. Change
Damn.
jobs, change, quit, or sought a new job assignment. 9% of women, 5% of men. Sought medical help, including mental health counseling. 7% of women, 4% of men. I don't know if y'all noticed this trend, but women are overwhelmingly changing up their entire lives or being affected by this compared to
Hmm.
what men are.
Yeah.
This is why I focus mostly on men because we're doing this. Most of it is us.
Yeah.
Stop stop the hobby or activity or participating in the community. 5%. Well, in any community, 5%, 3%. Move from a dorm, apartment, house, or former residency. 5% for women, 2% for men. Change schools, dropped out of school, or dropped a course. 2% for women, 1% of men. Did you? A lot of people. I've seen people talk about being things going further, being we're gonna say graped with the G for the
Hmm.
censors. Um, and when these in certain college campuses, when the young women were reporting, they weren't even being heard or they weren't taken serious. So, and it reflects in these numbers. It's just something that I thought about. Confronted the person. Both of those are 1%. So that's an NPR article. Again, we'll also put that in the description. But I just wanted to leave you guys with these numbers to see just to show you just how serious this is right now. And we got to do better as a community, as a whole, as a nation. And also, if you need help, you can speak with someone who is trained to help. You can call
Hmm.
the National Sexual Assault Hotline at 800-656-HOPE. That's 4673. I say it again, 800-656-4673. Or you can go online to online.rain.org. That's online.rainn.org. And if you speak Spanish, you can go to rain.org/es. And you can chat online with someone to help you out. If you or someone you know has been affected by gender based street harassment, support is available in English and Spanish at 855-897-5910 or through the online chat as well. Um, we're gonna have this in
In the description,
the
probably.
description
Mm-hmm.
on here on our YouTube and on our description on the show link for the audio version as well. Because
Hmm.
this is a heavy issue. And I know,
And it
there
could
was a
lead
lot of
to so much worse.
it can, like we seen with Ro, you know, I'm just glad she came out with her life. Whatever, again, whatever you feel about these victims that talk about it online, I just need us, especially us as men, to step back and listen. That's it. Like, just listen. You don't have to comment. You don't have to have an opinion. Just listen, because a lot of times, a lot of victims just need to be heard. And by you saying, "Hey, I understand you went through something traumatic," you know, if you just need me to listen, I'll listen, and that can go a long way.
That could.
So, to my fellow fellas out here, just be better. Don't stoop to the low level of um going through someone's past to find out whether or not they're worthy enough for your support after they've been a victim in something, because you're no different than what the white led media is doing to everybody, and that's
Mhm.
just a fact. We got to be better. We got to fix our community, and the best way to do that is by listening to each other. You got anything to add before we get up out of this?
BK,
Don't don't shoot
this
me.
is tough. What you was about to say?
Don't shoot me. I know.
I'm not gonna shoot you. But there were a lot of violent thoughts in there in the middle of this conversation. And I shouldn't have those thoughts, honestly. I shouldn't have those thoughts. I shouldn't have had to experience what I've experienced throughout life. Protect each other, love each other, you know, be there for each other. Somebody touch somebody's hands. I don't know the words.
You just killed that. Oh,
I don't
whoa.
fucking know. I've been cussing all episode. Do we have a bleep button?
I'm not editing any bleeps in. We gotta keep it.
Oh,
We keep it real. If I don't cut it out, the episode is there. It just
that's
is what
it.
it is.
That's it. I've been
Yep.
cussing all episode. I said it at the beginning. I'm gonna be cussing. Like I'm just, I don't know. Like these type of conversations, it just make you a little emotional. You know?
Yeah, I can understand. Definitely talking to people. I can mostly, for most of my experience with this stuff, is just empathizing with other people, seeing how it made them feel in those moments. Things that I would normally just say, okay, it happened, but I didn't know that it could be. I learned this over the years that it could be emotionally draining too. All right, so that's all I got. You got anything to add before we bounce up out of here?
I got something to add that's completely off topic, and it's better spirits.
Okay, do your thing.
Your girl is hosting a vendors event on Saturday, September
Yay! I wish I could be there.
23rd. I wish you could be there too. We're gonna have a lot of great vendors. We got, including myself, we have 8 vendors showing up. We're gonna have like this nice little venue, have a little music playing. Come out and shop. A lot
Yeah,
of
y'all
black
go out and
owned
shop.
businesses, black influencers. Come out and shop. Come say
Hey,
hi.
y'all go shop for me and say hi for me because I can't be there, and I would love to.
Come and see me do my Scentsy stuff.
I can't wait to see how successful this event is going to be. I know it is going to
Yes.
be great. It's going to be a good time. You always seem to have like, especially the people you hang out with up there at DC. Y'all seem like y'all have just the greatest of times, and
Yes,
I just
because
be
we got to
sitting
live.
and I just be sitting down here in little Alabama, just nothing to do, just all country hick and stuff.
We got another fairy picnic coming up
When a fairy picnic.
next year.
I wouldn't be a fairy. I'm a male. Can males be fairies?
Men could be fairies. Ain't Peter Pan a fairy?
No.
What is
Peter
he?
is a human, right?
I don't know.
Yeah,
But men
Peter
could
is
be
just a
fairies.
human that got lost. Yeah, I know
You
men
could
can
be
be
a fairy.
fairy.
You could be any mythical creature.
So I could be a minotaur and roll up to the fairy party. Is that what you're saying? Oh, don't tell me that. I'm gonna go find me a horse butt. All
That
right,
would be
space
dope.
game.
That would be dope.
It would be though, for real.
That
I'm
would
gonna
be
have my
dope.
old chest out. 40 year, 37-year-old man chest.
40.
37. I accidentally said 40. I don't know why 40 was on my mind. I'm not 40 yet. I'm not catfishing y'all. I'm really not 40 yet. Okay. Anyway, we gotta end this conversation. Make sure you guys go out, hit that vendor up, go shop, go learn some new black businesses out there. Go meet some new
Yes,
influences. Grab some Scentsy. It's great.
please.
I got some downstairs myself. Um, Thank you guys for listening. I know this is a heavy topic. All the information I had today will be linked down inside of the description. So make sure you guys are peeping that. I'm gonna post some of these slides and screens on our Instagram and our Facebook account, so you can go read that for yourself, or you can pause in this video, whatever. But if you made it this far, you already seen it in the video. Just go follow our Facebook page. And speaking of following our Facebook page, do me a favor and like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube page. That's
As
where we
well.
are right here. And if you're listening on Spotify or Apple or any of those places, Novacaine, tell them what else they need to do for us.
Head on over to Apple Podcasts. Leave us a
Head
5-star
over there.
rating and a
Five
written
stars.
review.
Light
Head
it
on
up.
over to Spotify.
Yep.
Another 5-star rating.
Yep. All 5, baby.
All
5 across the board.
5. Please and thank you. We appreciate it.
And if y'all see this question down in the YouTube somewhere, it might be one there. Answer it, and also answer it on Spotify. We would like to hear your thoughts on this. Or if you need any help, make sure you guys hit those hotlines up and online as well, because those are very important. Again, links is in the description. I have been the BK Spadez, and I have been here with my very lovely co-host,
Novacaine, baby. See ya.
Thanks for listening, Spades Gang. We love you. And also, bro, we love you too. We out.